everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris, and in today's video I am participating in the Thrifted Thursday playlist. This is hosted by my friends Joanna and Sabrina, and more on that later. So let's begin with our first project. Okay, so I've got one of these large, I believe this was one of those Bush's baked bean cans. Threw it in the dishwasher. Well, removed the paper, threw it in the dishwasher, but it still leaves the sticky residue. So I'm just going to use some Goo Gone to remove that. I saw this gorgeous gift tissue paper at the Dollar Tree, so I grabbed it. Okay, so this is the color Aviary. I think you just use whatever color you want. I think this Aviary is pretty close to that green tissue paper that's included in there. And I'm going to take that color and I am going to paint around the top rim and the bottom rim. I am going to leave the center section open for a different color, and we're also going to decoupage, so get ready. And you guys will have to let me know if you like when I pop in here and do little live chats like that, or if you just prefer a complete full voiceover. You let me know in the comments down below. But I end up putting about 2 coats on the top and the bottom, and I make sure I get that little lip around there as well. And I do dry with my heat gun in between the coats. Now, once I've got those 2 coats on there, I'm going to take the color Crinoline, and in the center where we didn't paint, that's where I'm going to apply this. I wanted a lighter color here because I'm going to be decoupaging from that napkin, that beautiful poinsettia. I don't even know how to say that. How do you say it? How do you guys say it? Poinsettia or poinsettia? Poinsettia. Well, anyway, you catch what I'm trying to say. But I end up putting, I believe, just 1 coat around the center. All right, once that is completely dry, I'm going to take that tissue paper or gift paper, whatever you want to call it. And this, again, is from the Dollar Tree. It just caught my eye. I thought it was so pretty. And I'm just going to figure out how much I've got to cut so I can put on the center of this can. And I'm telling you, cutting for round surfaces is not the easiest, but it's definitely doable. So just cut how much you need. And you can see here, I cut a little bit too thick. It doesn't fit just right, but I need to figure out how much length I need and all that good stuff. So just cut it to your area. And while you guys are watching me struggle a little bit, I want to take this minute to let you know about the Thrifted Thursday playlist hosted by Joanna at Joanna's DIY Live and Sabrina with Sabrina's Craft Nanigans. You will find the links to their channels in my description box, as well as the link to the playlist. You guys go into my description box, check out the playlist, and show everybody a little bit of love and support. And thank you, Joanna and Sabrina, for having me. So let's continue. Now, once I got that cut, I am going to take just a little paintbrush with some water on it, and I'm going to go down the sides. Now, you remember, I cut mine a little bit wider, and that's so I could do this. I don't want too many sharp edges, and honestly, I honestly don't know if it really would have made a difference because of the can. But anyway, I see people do this, so I'm going to do it and we'll see how it looks. So I just tear that, and it tears very easily once you get the water on it. But I did find that you have to put water on the back side, because if you put it on the front side, it just kind of floats on that tissue paper. Now I'm going to grab my clear liquid patina, and you can most definitely use a Mod Podge, and I am going to just seal. I think at first I was just going to start with my decoupage, and then I thought about it and thought, you know what, I'm going to seal my green paint in because I don't want it to bleed, because it is a clay-based paint, and when it gets wet, it does have a tendency to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear my entire piece, and then I'll take my tissue paper, and somehow I cut too short. Look at that. I don't know how that happened. So I'm just going to take a little strip and just put it right in the center. And I will kind of play with it to match it up the best that I can. I'm just going to make sure this is the back side of my can, so when it's sitting on display, you can't see it. But I'll match it up the best I can, like I said. And once I feel confident on how much I need, I want to go ahead and tear it. And I don't know why, I just didn't use scissors, just use scissors. But this is when I realized you can't apply water to the top of this tissue paper because that water just kind of bounces off of it. So I have to go on the back side. And again, just use your scissors. And the first piece that I am going to decoupage down is going to be the piece that I just trimmed. And I'm using one of my brushes that you can pick up at the DIYstruggle.com. I'm just going to apply that decoupage, kind of tap it down here and there, just getting it nice and sealed. I'm going to grab my strip and I'm just going to line it up. And it's still wet with that Mod Podge, so it's going to stick there, or with that decoupage. And I'm just going to apply more decoupage. And be careful when you're pulling on your paper because it is wet and it will be prone to tearing. Ask me how I know. So don't pull it too tight, but also don't leave it too terribly loose. And then just work that all the way around your can. And now, because this is a circular piece, if I was to wrap this all the way around, it's not going to line up just right. So right there, I intentionally pulled that tissue paper off. I'm going to go ahead and finish decoupaging this section down. And I'll just reattach this piece the best that I can, line it up. And I did grab me some plastic wrap to help me kind of push down in there. Just be careful with that because that can still rip the paper. I have found out the hard way. And then just proceed by bringing it all the way around. And because I had to reposition that, I have a little bit too much excess on one side. So I'm just going to tear that the best that I can by a little bit of water. I know some of it's going to be adhered down, but I'm just going to take my fingernail and just kind of pull that off. I think the next time I ever do something round, I'm just going to cut my paper in half and then size it before I decoupage. I don't know. We'll see how that works the next time I do something round like this. Okay, it's not perfect, but I've got it all Mod Podged. And of course, I don't want, to be able to be seeing this edge here. So I'm going to use some more of that Aviary, same color as the bottom. And I'm going to try to just kind of get it blended in and see if that doesn't help. And then as I'm doing it, I'm just going to kind of bring it down just so that paint kind of blends. And then I'm just going to do this to the top and the bottom of our decoupaged piece. Now I'm going to grab out some cinnamon and Mod Podge, and yes, it is time to do a faux rust on this piece. And to do this, I just take some Mod Podge, I put it in just a little bowl, and I just pour a little cinnamon in that same bowl. And I use an old paintbrush that I don't care about. And I'm going to start applying the Mod Podge and cinnamon around the rim. And when I'm doing this, I'm just kind of pouncing it. And I'll just kind of dip my paintbrush in the Mod Podge and then the cinnamon and then the cinnamon and the Mod Podge back and forth. You might be asking, why are you not mixing it together? Well, I don't know. This is just the way I do it. And once I get it all around the rim, I'm going to go ahead and right where our decoupaged paper and that green paint meets, I'm just going to start going around that area as well. I just want this can to look like it's been sitting outside for just a little bit. It's starting to rust here and there. And I don't know, this is just what was in my mind. Of course, if you don't want to rust it up, don't rust it up. If you want the rust in different places, put the rust in different places. And I'm going to do this to the bottom sections as well. And if while you are decoupaging and you get that first layer on and it's not rusted enough, you can always go back over it with more and deepen that rust. All right, then I'm going to let that dry. That project's done, so let's move on to our second project. You guys are probably thinking, what is she going to do with that acorn? Well, let's see. I'm going to take the top of this acorn off. I find using heat helps with that. And then I should be able to pop it off. Just like so. So I've got the top of the acorn. I'm not going to need that, but you know what? Those might make some good little feet. Okay, so I've got 3 clothespins here. These are some vintage ones that I have on hand. You can pick these up from Amazon, and I will link some in my description box. And I've also got the color casement. This is an all-in-one paint from Fusion, and I'm just going to paint all of my clothespins in this color. I don't care if it's perfectly covered. These are meant to look vintage. They're meant to look primitive, so I'm good if some of that wood shows through. The paint is dried. I am going to apply some hot glue around the top of the clothespin, just kind of where one of these acorns are going to meet. And I'm just going to press the acorn on the top. And looky there. They've got little hats. Oh my God, is that not the cutest? Oh, I love it. It's so cute. But they need a little something more. So I got a bag of these pom-poms. I have had this stuff in my stash probably for years. And I'm going to use the little bitty ones. And I'm just going to take some hot glue and apply the little pom-poms to the top. And it's going to give them a little ball on the top of their hat. It's so cute. I love it. I love how this came out. And I actually made these live on Whatnot. If you guys are not aware, I am on Whatnot, and it's an app. I sell vintage, but I am getting more into the crafting section. So I decided to do a craft and chat, and that's where I made these, and they just came out so cute. And it was so fun to be able to chat with people. So if you're interested, I do have my Whatnot link in the description box. All right, now I'm going to grab my little stylus and just dab him on some eyes. Actually, I'm going to dab on eyes on all 3 of them. And then with a pointy part of my stylus, I'm going to just dip it into some orange paint, kind of draw out little carrot noses on all 3 of them. And then I'm just going to dot him on a little smiley face. And of course, don't forget the buttons. So on the back of one of my paint brushes, just going to dip that in some black paint and apply them some little buttons. Now I've got this scarf from the Dollar Tree. It's been in my stash. I've actually cut out of it before, but I'm just going to cut a little strip out. And because, you know, these, which are little snowmen, if you haven't figured it out yet, they need scarves. So just any fabric that you love, that you want to see them wearing a scarf, just cut you a little strip out, tie it around his neck, and then voila, you've got a little scarf. And then I always like to snip the ends of my scarves just a little bit. Sometimes I'll do them in a dovetail. Sometimes I'll just, do them at an angle. Or I will just, that's what I did. I did them in a little angle. Or you can snip to give it that scarf look. But let's move on to our next project. Okay, so I just got like a wine cork. I've actually already used this one, but I didn't want to waste another one. And then I've got this old industrial spool. People love rustic decor, okay? I don't think it will ever die. And when you find stuff like this at a thrift store or a salvage store, pick it up and dress it up, especially if you're a seller, okay? If you like rustic decor, perfect. But what I want to do is just create a little insert with this wine cork. And I'm just going to take my little miter shears and I just kind of trim it until it is thin enough to go where I want. And once I got that small enough to fit in that little hole, I just snipped a little off the top because I don't want too much to be hanging over. Next, I'm going to grab some jute rope, and I believe I picked this up from Walmart, maybe even Amazon, but it's not the real thin jute rope. But anywho, I am just going to add just a little dab of hot glue once in the beginning and once at the end. And I'm just going to wrap this jute rope all the way around. And once I get that secured in place, I just like to take a lighter and just kind of burn off some of those little flyaway pieces. Just use caution, have some water on standby. Now I've got this amazing looking fabric. I picked my fabrics up at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to take a 1-inch strip and just tear that off. Okay, I just tied a tag around with some jute string. That way, that much is done. And then this can just kind of cover it up. And I'm just going to tie a simple little shoestring bow right around where my tag is. I know you can't see the tag right here, but it was an afterthought, so I had to take this back off and add the tag. But anyway, you get the idea. But like I said, just an easy little bow. And then to keep that bow in place, I just apply just a little dab of hot glue. And voila! Now, what would Christmas be without bottle brush trees? So I grabbed these from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to unscrew that little wood piece off of the bottom. Definitely don't throw those away. Save them because they come in handy. But with my little poker tool, I'm just going to make me a little pilot hole inside the center of that cork. And I apparently already put my tree in there. And to cover up the cork, I just tied some more of that ribbon. Okay, and if you have this kind of spool, sorry I forgot to record when I was making this, but I did the same thing with the cork, except I wrapped some jute rope around it, used a little rusty bell and one of my little tags, and just tied that around, put the flocked tree in there, and then just use some ticking stripe. Now you can also tea or coffee stain your fabrics, but these make such beautiful rustic primitive decor, and they're also highly desirable when selling. And here is my finale of all of these pieces put together in just a little vignette on top of my mantle. I love the way they turned out. The flat spool one I have already sold. I sold it the other day on a Whatnot show. I think I'm going to keep the tall one. I'm definitely keeping the can. I didn't make it to sell, but I just tucked in one of my little dipped candles, which you can catch that video. I'll be sure to link it at the end screen so you can go and check that out. And you'll also notice I had just put some bottle brush trees inside some little mini crocks, tied some lace, tied some jute string around it, and it just called it home decor. And to me, it's just so pretty, so primitive. I absolutely love it. You guys make sure you go and check out the playlist, give everybody some love and support, and have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.